Before we jump into today's episode, I want to give a quick shout out to the Michigan Renaissance Festival in Holly, Michigan. My family and I had a great time at Media Night, and I can tell you, this is a great fall outing for the whole family. Step into a world of live entertainment, shopping, food, games, artisans, and full contact jousting. The Michigan Renaissance Festival is open weekends from August 22nd through October 4th, plus Labor Day, September 7th, and Festival Friday, October 2nd. They're open rain and shine from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 12600 Dixie Highway in Holly. Get your tickets and plan your visit at mishrenfest.com. Now let's get into today's episode. Hello and welcome to the Trading Post podcast, where we unlock the secrets of business-to-business trade, dive into powerful networking strategies, and share my exciting journey of using a podcast to market my business instead of relying on SEO. I'm your host, Trader Stu. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Trading Post. I'm your host, of course, Trader Stu, and I wanted to get right into it with the Michigan Renaissance Festival. They are a sponsor of the podcast, and I do get to hand out tickets in exchange for mentioning them. And this year they gave me, I think, 50 tickets. So I am almost out. I have 5 left, and last night they invited us out to, it's called Media Night, and it's a thank you that they do every year for everybody that they work with. Like, I was in line for the food, and there was the garden club in front of us, and I'm like, okay, how does the Michigan Renaissance Festival, sponsor you? Or that's, where I'm at in my head, right? So, but they're like, no, we take care of all the garden areas in here, like all the displays, and we take care of all the weeding and all that stuff, right? I'm like, wow, dude, that is just a ton of work. Like, good for you, as it looks amazing, you know what I'm saying? So you just don't think about things like that. So it's like a thank you for everybody who partakes, whoever you want to talk about in helping out, getting the festival up and running for the year. And it can be anyone from helping advertise for them, which is what I'm doing, and that's what I assumed that this was for, and then but also everybody else as well. This year was awesome. If you haven't done it yet, if you're not I guess that you haven't done it yet, but this year they really upped the ante, I guess you want to say. They did a ton of stuff for the kids this year. I guess they found out how many people were bringing their families, and both of our kids loved it, had a great time, and they had more performers there, and they even had face painting for the kids this year. It was just awesome. They had a drawing of door prizes to get tickets, giveaway bags, and all that good stuff, and everybody that is involved was just, super helpful. So quick shout out to them. But as I was walking around the festival grounds and everyone's getting ready to get set up for this Saturday, it opens this Saturday, and I was able to hand out some, of course, business cards, talk to them about, for one, why I'm here, so the Trading Post card, and then I got my business card for Metro Trading Association, and to the vendors. And what a great way for them to, if they don't sell everything, they can hey, liquidate stuff on trade and things of that nature. And then it just became like, as you're walking through the grounds with nobody else there, and I'm talking when I say there's less than probably, I would say there's probably less than 500 people there. I would say 200 to 500. I'm bad with people like figuring it out, but no, it's probably 500, because if you figure everyone brought 2 to 4 people with them, and the line for the dinner was pretty long. So, but yeah, so let's just say 500. Which is nothing. We all fit in one tent in the castle to eat, right? So you get to wander the grounds with nobody in there. And it just reminded me of like old school barter, trading around furs for fish or bread or whatever like that. So I wanted to hit this episode and talk a little bit about that, and how, I'm trying to correlate that to the business model of trading or barter, what do you want to call it? So let's get right into it then. So you meet all kinds of people at the Renaissance Festival. I'm not talking about just patrons either, just people that are there. You got event organizers, you got the food vendors, you've got artisans and selling handmade goods, and you got performers, you've got security, people handling parking, cleanup, marketing, props, printing. Let's see what else. Maintenance folks, equipment, suppliers or providers, hundred other things that you can't even just think about, off the cuff that gets it involved with the Renaissance Festival. So, and nobody's walking through the gates in there for one thing. They all, they're there for the entire experience, right? So that's what a healthy business network looks like. And I'm saying business network, and it could be like, of course, Metro Trading is a business network, but anything with the referral networks even too that you might be going to, you got, for an example, like you got one customer, but many businesses. So think about a family that comes out to the Renaissance Festival for the day. They may pay for the admission. Of course, then they got to buy the food and they get drinks, and maybe the kids buy a toy sword or a costume, and maybe mom finds, handmade jewelry, and then you got dad buys a leather belt, and they might spend money at multiple vendors before they even leave. So one family supports the whole ecosystem of businesses. And at MTA, the same thing can happen for a business owner. So a new customer comes into the network because they need one thing, but maybe a contractor, a restaurant, printing, marketing, auto repair, or a place to host an event. But once they're in the network, they discover other businesses they need too. So the business might start by selling their services to one member, and then they use the trade dollars they earn with them for a completely different member. Maybe they use trade dollars for advertising, office cleaning, employee incentives, a company lunch, promotional products, business gifts, etc. The difference between a one-off sale and being part of a business community. So one more example I'm thinking of is, let's just say cash stays in your pocket. Let's use the RenFest vendors as an example. A vendor might have product they already made, handmade candles, leather goods, clothing, artwork, whatever it is. So they have the inventory and labor, but once that they make a sale, they can turn that inventory into their purchasing power. And a barter network is the same way. Say you own a print shop, you print menus, banners, flyers, business cards, and promotional materials for an MTA member, and instead of getting cash, you earn trade dollars. Now you've converted unused capacity, extra inventory, or open production time into buying power without discounting your cash to the price to the public. So then you can spend those trade dollars wherever you need them. That's the key. You don't have to trade directly with the person you sold to. You sell to one member, earn trade dollars, spend them with another. It works more like a business-to-business marketplace than an old-fashioned two-person swap. So then another example is everybody has a role. So at the Renaissance Festival, not everybody does the same job, and that's why it works. The blacksmith doesn't need to be the food vendor. The food vendor doesn't need to be the marketing company. Performer doesn't need to be the parking crew. So everybody brings what they do best, and the whole event is stronger because of it. The same deal with an MTA network. You might be great at roofing, and someone else is great at web design. Somebody else owns a restaurant. Somebody does tax work. Someone runs a landscaping company. Another member may handle printing, videos, and signage, and automotive work, and legal services, or cleaning. The network gives those businesses a place to find each other, buy from each other, and then keep more cash available for the bills that truly must be paid in the cash, payroll, taxes, utilities, rent, loans, payments, whatever it may be. So, and another example is community creates opportunity, right? So one of the things I like about being at media night was seeing people come together around a local event before the gates open for the season. That's what business owners need more of too, real connection, that relationships, real opportunities. MTA is not just a directory where you throw your name up and hope the phone rings. The value comes from having community that is looking for ways to do business together. It's referrals, it's introductions, it's a member-to-member purchasing, it's finding a customer you might never have reached otherwise, and then when it's done right, in a way to grow sales while conserving cash. So here's a takeaway from every business owner listening today. Look at what you have that you can produce more revenue without adding a ton of overhead. Do you have open appointment times? Do you have unused inventory? Do you have empty tables, rooms, seats, or service capacity? Do you have slow days? Do you have a service that more businesses could use? The answer is yes. Our barter network may be a smart tool for you. And like I always say, don't take my word for it and Google it. Or AI, use it. Search it up, right? As they say nowadays. Is joining a barter group good for me and my business and whatever? And then let it answer it for you. So you can use that extra capacity to bring in new business, then use the trade dollars you earn to cover expenses you are already paying for. So marketing, meals, repairs, supplies, gifts, services, and more. So, again, a big thank you to the Michigan Renaissance Festival for having my family and me out to media night. If you're looking for something fun to do with the family this fall, get out to Mount Holly, or not Mount Holly, it's next to Mount Holly, but to Holly. Check it out. There's food, entertainment, shopping, jousting, and a whole lot going on. Rain or shine from 9 in the morning till 7 at night. And if you're a business owner who wants to learn how MTA can help you generate new sales, preserve cash, and connect with other local businesses in the area, reach out to Metro Trading Association. So I'm Trader Stu. Thanks for listening to the Trading Post podcast. And remember, whatever you do, be good at it.
All right, you marketing leaders, strap in for a wild ride to the neon-drenched psychedelic landscape of 21st century advertising. We're about to dive headfirst into the exciting realm of Get Prepped, a video game that's not just a game, but a revolutionary way to market your products to the masses. Picture this. You're sitting in your living room, eyes wide with wonder, when suddenly you're transported into a virtual world where the lines between reality and fantasy blur like a dolly painting in a microwave. This, my friends, is Get Prepped. And it's about to turn the advertising world on its head. Get Prepped is here to help. Forget everything you know about advertising. This isn't your grandfather's Madison Avenue approach. This is the future, and it's as breathtaking and thrilling as a sunset over Las Vegas. Imagine your product right there in the hands of your potential customers. No ad blockers, no skip buttons, just pure, unadulterated exposure. It's like delivering your message directly to the consumer's heart. And the reach? My God, the reach. We're talking about an industry 3 times the size of movies and music combined. It's a behemoth, a leviathan of capitalism that makes YouTube look like a public access channel in BFE. But here's the kicker. The amazing opportunity that'll have you smiling all the way to success. It's affordable, cheaper than many traditional marketing methods. For the price of a year's worth of SEO snake oil, you can have your product showcased across the virtual wonderland for eternity. So listen up, you innovative thinkers. The world is changing. If you don't change with it, you'll be left behind, a relic of a bygone era, like phone books or human decency. Get Prepped isn't just a game. It's a ticket to future of advertising. The wave of the future is coming, and it's either ride it or be crushed beneath it. The choice, you visionary leaders, is yours.